What happens when one of Hollywood's most beloved stars meets his match in the most unexpected way? What happens when charm, charisma, and a carefully managed image begin to crack under pressure? Tonight, we explore the moment Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson reached his breaking point to live on national television. This wasn't just a celebrity interview gone sideways. This was something deeper, something calculated. Stephen Colbert, known for his satirical wit and late-night jabs, launched a line of questioning that systematically dismantled a public persona built over decades. If you think you know how this ends, think again. The Late Show had seen its fair share of tense moments, but nothing could have prepared the audience for what unfolded that night. Dwayne Johnson walked on stage, flashing his signature megawatt smile, waving to the cheering crowd like the media veteran he is. He wore the confidence of a man who had dominated every space he touched: wrestling, Hollywood, social media, business. He took his seat across from Colbert, adjusted his tailored suit, and prepared for what he assumed would be another round of light banter and promotional talking points. But from the moment Colbert spoke, there was a different energy in the room. "Dwayne Johnson, The Rock." "Thank you for being here," Colbert began, his voice dripping with exaggerated warmth. "You've really mastered being everyone's favorite guy, haven't you?" Johnson laughed. "I just try to stay true to myself, you know. Connect with people, be real, genuine," Colbert echoed, letting the word linger just a second too long. "Interesting, because I've been looking at your social media broken bar and I have to ask, how do you manage to post something inspirational every single day? Is that authentic spiritual practice or just really great scheduling software?" For a flicker of a moment, Johnson's smile faltered, but he quickly recovered. "When you've lived through the things I have, you develop a mindset that lets you find positivity even in hard times. I like sharing that with people who might need it." "Right," Colbert nodded. "Your struggles. You talk about your tough childhood, having only $7 to your name. But, correct me if I'm wrong, your father was Rocky Johnson. Your grandfather, Peter Mavier. You weren't exactly starting from zero, were you?" The jab landed. Johnson's jaw tightened, barely perceptible. "Having family in the business doesn't guarantee anything. I had to earn every opportunity." "Oh, no doubt," Colbert said. "But you were pushed hard right from the start. Main events, titles are stuff guys wait decades for." "That's not nothing." Now visibly tense, Johnson replied, "Every wrestler who makes it to the top level gets opportunities. What matters is what you do with them." Colbert leaned in. "Speaking of choices, so you left wrestling at the peak of your popularity to do movies. Some fans might say you abandoned them the second Hollywood came calling." "That's not fair," Johnson said, frustration beginning to surface. "I didn't abandon anything. I saw a chance to tell stories in a different way and reach more people." "To make more money," Colbert interjected. "Let's be real. Top wrestlers make a few million a year. You're pulling 20, 30 million per film now." Johnson's fists tightened around the arms of his chair. "I'm not going to apologize for being successful. I work harder than anyone I know." "I'm sure those 4 a.m. workouts are grueling," Colbert said, smirking. "Tell me, do you really wake up that early? Or is it just when your team schedules the Instagram posts?" The audience began to murmur. This wasn't a comedy bit anymore. Johnson's composure cracked. "I don't have a team posting for me. That's me. That's my routine." "Your thoughts?" Colbert laughed, clearly enjoying himself. "So, when you post about overcoming adversity from your $40 million mansion, that's humility. When you launch your 15th brand, that's what you call staying grounded." "You're twisting what I say." "Am I?" Colbert said. "Or am I just asking the questions others are too polite to ask?" "You've sold this idea of being down to earth, but what I see is a brand of calculated, polished, corporate." Johnson stood abruptly. His chair scraped the floor. The crowd gasped. "I think we're done here, Stephen." "Oh come on," Colbert shot back. "We're just getting started. I haven't even asked you about your presidential ambitions." Johnson froze. "You didn't think we noticed?" Colbert pressed. "All the bipartisan appearances, the policy comments, so you're positioning yourself, aren't you? The people's champion wants to be the people's president." "That's enough," Johnson said, his voice low and firm. "Is it?" Colbert leaned forward. "Because I think the public deserves to know if they're supporting a man or a marketing campaign." Johnson leaned on the back of his chair, his tone razor sharp. "You've been planning this ambush from the second I walked in. This isn't journalism, it's a hit job." Colbert smirked. "If pointing out contradictions in your story is an attack, maybe the problem isn't the questions. Maybe it's the story you're selling." "You don't know anything about me," Johnson said, his voice now dangerously calm. "Then let's talk specifics," Colbert replied. "The Van Diesel feud." The cryptic Instagram post. "Very private of you, sharing that with 200 million followers." "That wasn't about professionalism. That was about control." "Don't," Johnson warned. "Oh, I've got crew quotes," Colbert said, pulling a paper from his desk. "Want to hear how they described your behavior?" Johnson's glare could have cut steel. "You have no idea what you're talking about." "I know you're used to yes men," Colbert said, "but some of us aren't afraid of you. You talk about authenticity, but every move is calculated. You're a product in a tank top." "You don't know what I've sacrificed," Johnson shot back. "Then tell us," Colbert challenged. "Tell us who the real Dwayne Johnson I saw without the filters, the PR team, the rehearsed lines." "I am the same person on and off camera." "Are you?" Colbert asked. "Because people who've worked with you tell a different story about tantrums, demands, control freak behavior." Johnson seethed. "Say it directly. Don't hide behind sources." "Fine," Colbert said. "Let's talk about $7 Productions. Every movie stars you." "That's not a studio, that's a shrine." Johnson's fists clenched. "You think making films is easy? You think building something that inspires people doesn't matter?" "I think you're just flexing in different costumes," Colbert said, standing. "Your entire career is a series of safe bets and self-congratulation." Johnson took a step forward. "Careful, Stephen." "What? You gonna hit me?" Colbert taunted. "That'd be very on brand." For a moment, Johnson hovered at the edge of the desk, radiating fury. Then he pulled off his mic, the wire snapping with a loud crack. "We're done." "Running away?" Colbert called out. "What happened to never backing down?" Johnson stopped. "Without turning," he said, "you're so bitter about your own irrelevance. You tear down others to feel important." "Meaningful?" Colbert scoffed. "You sell energy drinks. You're not saving lives." Johnson turned, his glare volcanic. "At least I built something." "You just tear people down from behind a desk." "You built a fantasy," Colbert spat, "and called it authenticity." The crowd gasped. This wasn't an interview, Anna Maria, it was a public detonation. Colbert fired the final shots. "When was your last original idea?" "Your legacy is a muscle-bound mascot pretending to inspire people. But there's nothing real left under all that polish." Johnson walked off the stage without another word. Colbert stood behind his desk, flushed, breathless, triumphant and completely alone. He had gone to war with one of the most powerful men in entertainment. But as he looked out at the stunned faces in the crowd, it became clear, he hadn't just exposed Dwayne Johnson. He had exposed himself.